Hell yeah! Merry flippin' Christmas. We got any Grinches in here? No Grinch? I don't see a single Grinch in this place. It's comedy night. We need Grinches.
If you're the Grinch.
I'll be the Grinch. I can do that. Speaking of Grinches, right? Like, Santa has this dude he hangs out with called Krampus. Everybody know about Krampus? It's like the Austrian sidekick to Santa. And when Krampus shows up with Santa, because they roll together, he doesn't have a bag of good stuff. He shows up with a bag and a bunch of birch switches. So if your kids are bad, Krampus will actually beat your children with birch branches in front of the Christmas tree. And then if they're really bad, he'll put you in the sack and take you back to the underworld. So he's basically like the corporal punishment Santa Claus, which I think is endearing, personally. I feel like we should tell our kids about that. It's probably why our kids are all fucked up, because they don't have anything like that to keep them scared straight. My friend was at AA the other day, which they're not supposed to talk about, but he was telling me about it, and he's like, there was this fucking reindeer in there, and his fucking nose was bright red. So that's why Rudolph's nose is red. Because he's a raging alcoholic. 364 days a year, he's just drinking peppermint schnapps out of Santa's boots. When I was like 11 years old, Nintendos came out. Remember Nintendo, the original Nintendo?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was poor, so my parents made a deal with me. They're like, if you save up half of the money, we'll help you buy a Nintendo. So I have a December birthday, so I saved up all my December birthday money. Fred Meyer had a Nintendo for $99. So a few days before Christmas, I gave my parents the money. They went and they bought the Nintendo. And on Christmas Eve, they're like, you can open one present. So, of course, I picked out what I knew was the Nintendo. But when I opened it, they had bought the $88 version of the Nintendo, which didn't have any games or controllers. So it was another 2 months before I got to play my Nintendo.
That sounds so true.
That is a fucking analogy for my childhood right there.
That was good.
Alright, I'm gonna do one more and then call it comic. I think the suicide rate is much higher this time of year. And man, I fucking get it, right? How am I supposed to live with myself if I can't find the right color of iPhone case for my kid?
True.
I can't.
It's true.
All right. Your first real comic of the night. We're gonna bring Heather up here.
Woo!
Heather Styles.
Yow!
She's got
She's got
many
style.
styles,
She has
mad
grace.
styles.
Test. Hey,
And
I'm back here manning the
especially-
sound too. Sorry. We got two mics
The
up.
advertisement.
So I can talk on it. We can both talk on the mic together. Hey everybody!
Woo!
Happy holidays! I'm not like super into Christmas. You can't tell.
That's how they work. You
But
look
my
at it.
favorite color is red, so people always confuse that with holiday spirit. And, also the sweater. But this isn't a Christmas sweater, you guys. I just really like balls. And also guys with beards who like to go down on me, so, that's how it goes. I was dreaming of a white Christmas. I guess I'm not really dreaming because you're all here. So it's very white. Oh, there's an exception. 90% like Christmas. I'll take it. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Okay. As most of you guys know, I grew up with activist hippie parents, and they were also pagan and Jewish. So, this is what you get, Mom and Dad. We used to celebrate the holidays very non-traditional. I used to call it Jumas. And we would do things like sell Stars of David to Christians in our gift shop, right next to the crosses. And everyone was happy, right? We had something for everyone. But one time, a little Christian lady came in and she told me I was selling Satan stars. They were the Stars of David. She was ignorant, but that's a different story. Anyways, I told her they wouldn't be a Satan star unless you turned it upside down. And so she did. And poof, she turned into a pile of dust. It was really embarrassing. We had to get out the shop vac. There was other customers in the store. It was a big mess. But, their types are very defiant. The old ladies. I can't wait to be one. So yeah, we did a lot of weird stuff around the holidays because we had a gift shop. And so, customers were our best friends because they had the money that fed us and kept our lights on. And sometimes it didn't keep our lights on because even though we had a gift shop and we always felt really rich around Christmas, we usually just used all our Christmas money right then and there, and then we didn't have any the rest of the year. So my dad would make handmade dreidels to sell in our shop, our gift shop. And the other day I was telling a crowd about the handmade dreidels, and I asked everyone, do you guys know what a dreidel is? Do you guys know what a dreidel is? No. It's made of clay. It can be made of wood or clay or plastic these days, but it's a little top. It's called a top, and the guy in the crowd yelled out, "It's a Jew top!" Which I thought was the funniest part of my joke. Now I repeat that. But it was always fun to watch people pick them up and not know what they were because they had weird symbols on them that they didn't understand. And I used to try to tell people that if they bought one, that they would become rich and famous, just like us. Which wasn't true. But it was fun for them eyes to light up. Spreading the holiday cheer, One dreidel at a time. So, I think we're going to do something a little different tonight, and we're going to keep this rolling with James next, and then James again, and then me again, if you guys are down, because we've never done that. It's really fun. So thank you guys for sticking around. This is Happy Hour. It's every Wednesday, one Wednesday a month here.
Every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday at the Elkins River, and once a month here, and we've hit the spot. So I'm Heather, and I'll be back. Give it up for James, you guys.
Christmas is fun. You get together with your family, and I don't know about your family, but my family is really interesting. I like to tell weird stories, and I usually almost always offend somebody without trying. And the last time I did that, so there's this great story my parents told me growing up about. They used to have this horse, and my sister moved out of the house, and there was nobody to take care of the horse. So they sold the horse to some friends of mine, or later on friends, the Lee family, right? So later on, the Lee family, my friend Quincy told me, he's like, yeah, my parents had this horse that they had when I was growing up, when I was little, and the horse, they had it for about a week, and the thing was really mean, and it bit one of the kids. So my dad put the horse down and had it mostly turned into hamburger. And then he told me that there was a family that would come over every Sunday for dinner, almost religiously, and his parents would bust out this horse meat every time they'd come over. And over about a year, they made their way through this horse. And I told this story at my family's thing, and I did not realize my sister came around the corner crying and said, "That was my horse, Coco." And I'm sure Coco was delicious. I wrote, when I was a little kid, I wrote a letter to Santa Claus. I only tried this once. My mom said, "You should make a list and send it out in the mail." Okay. So I wrote out what I wanted, but I made sure to ask about Mrs. Claus and the elves and butter up Santa and be like, "You're not that fat," or whatever. So I addressed the envelope and I put it in the mailbox, and then the next day I checked the mail and it was back in the mailbox, and there was a circle around where the stamp should be with a note that said "stamp?" ? So I took it inside and I put a stamp on it, and then I went back and put it in the mailbox. And then a couple of days later, I looked again and it was back. It was still in the mailbox. And there was another circle around the words North Pole with a note that said, "This is not a real address." So, if you wonder why I feel the way I do about Christmas, thanks, Postal Service. Alright, guys. We're going to get James up here. The comic stylings of James McLeod. Circle back.
Circle back, circle back, circle up, circle forward. All right, thanks everybody for coming out tonight. They say 90% of success is showing up. So now that I'm here, I've got 10% for you. We'll see what that's worth. Man, it's time. We're moving into different seasons. You know, we kind of transition to this time of year. First, it starts out with long sleeve underwear season. That's late fall going into winter. All of a sudden, it's man, it got cold quick. You start putting on that long sleeve underwear. The bottom half stuff to those chapless ass flaps aren't keeping you warm anymore. So you gotta switch it up to underlayers. And then you move into that first time of the year it snows, and all of a sudden you're sending pictures of patio furniture with snow on it. Season. You're like, "Look, there goes our furniture. It's got snow on it." I'm not going outside, but I want to let you know what it looks like out there. Text that to a friend. Then it moves into it's getting cold, so you're trying to build a fire, chopping kindling. It's that time of year when I start to remember back when I could still count on one hand how many times I'd accidentally chopped off a finger. Now, the word problem there, math in it. Nah, not even twice. What else? Okay, now it's the season where they take the road. The roads are getting icy. You gotta watch out for the roads. But now I noticed something about white salmon. Is that a theme? But they just paint the roads white. Did you notice that?
Yes.
It looks like snow, but it's dry and it's just white. I don't know if that's a white salmon thing, tradition. White Christmas, I don't know, just ordinary here. I think it's to help the black guys stand out more easily. Because, the black guys can be dangerous. And you want to make sure you see it. So when you're driving, because, yeah, it's dangerous, black guys. What did you guys think I was talking about? Black guys. Where the ice is dark and whatever. It could be black girls too. Could be just as dangerous. That was leading me into the next thing. Driving. Okay, so it does get cold here in the winter, and so I wanted to book a trip to. Hey, what? Is that just an ethnicality? It's not a joke. It's just whatever. we'll move into some more topical material. Like driving. Do you guys drive at all? So I'm gonna go to Africa. Speaking of black ice, I'm going to Africa. I'm going for 3 weeks. I'm gonna go kayaking out there on the Zambezi River. And I was like, how am I gonna get to Africa? And I was like, I know. I have a 2002 Toyota Echo. That's how I'm getting to Africa. And someone's like, you can't drive to Africa. I was like, no, I can sell that car. It is the exact same amount of money as a plane ticket to Africa for 3 weeks. So that's what I put in the Craigslist ad. $2,000 or trade for a plane ticket to Africa. So that's how I'm getting to Africa. Toyota Echo. Too late now. It's sold today for the low price of one ticket to Africa. All right. This is when we segue into the infomercial portion of my first set of the evening. See if I can bring it back around. Once upon a time, I wrote a book. And so it's all original, but it's mostly pictures because pictures are way easier to proofread than, if you try to check the spelling. Pictures worth 1,000 words. So a lot less typos when you use pictures instead of words in the book. Here's a page that didn't make it into the book. Anything's more fun than a barrel of monkeys if someone forgot to poke air holes in the lid.
They're all so bad.
You don't want to open that barrel of monkeys. That would not be fun. That one didn't make it in there. All right. Here's another joke that didn't make it into the book. I imagine that if I was playing golf and a hailstorm with golf ball-sized hail started falling on the golf course, that would make it extremely difficult to find my golf ball. Mostly because hail that size would probably knock me unconscious.
Fuck yeah.
Alright, got your attention on that one. You resonate with golf ball sized hail. Okay, good. Make a note of that for the second set. For those of you who would want to see what's in the rest of the book, I do have copies for sale. They make a great gift if it's that time of year. If you just want to see it, that's fine. That's how books work. You look at them. Okay, I'm gonna put a bookmark in it there. We'll pause, and I think James has got some more. We're doing the round robin style, circle back, happy hour comedy. Thanks for being here, you guys.
Right on, James. Yeah, we're just gonna keep round robin. That's a cool way to put it. We're gonna try to keep it interesting.
That was awesome.
I'm gonna hide under a rock.
I wrote something. There it is. I had to diverge from Christmas jokes for a second. Bear with me. I think that language is a funny thing and nuance is important. Here's an example. Has anybody ever double-fisted? Has anyone ever been double-fisted? Just checking. That's a good example of what I'm talking about, though. I do feel like either one could lead to the other, though.
Nice.
There's a lot of people these days that can't get anything done. Everyone's having a hard time focusing on anything, and I'm pretty sure that most everyone's developed a case of ADHD. Unless you're born with it. And either way, I think
Obviously.
we should round them all up and send them to camp. Concentration camp.
Nice. It's comedy.
But it's cool because, when you graduate, they send you home with a t-shirt that says, I graduated from concentration camp, ... squirrel. My friend from New Jersey. He's always got at least one woman with him. He's always just surrounded by the ladies. And I'm like, dude, how do you know so much about the ladies? And he's like, man, it's easy. I studied abroad. That was dumb. It's one of my favorites, though. Here's another dumb one. You know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna tell you about my shirt. And my,
No, you gotta hear it.
we're gonna keep doing this for a minute. So this shirt I have on, I bought it at Ross, and I do screen printing. So it was blank when I got it. It didn't say anything or have any like names or numbers on it. So I just bought a blank jersey. And I wore the blank jersey to a game last year, and I was sitting there, and this like woman that like she was just real drunk and knew she was just hot or whatever, and she's just drunk, and she turned to me and she said, "Oh my God, did you get that at Ross?" And I was like a little embarrassed, and I'm like, yeah, I did. So I just think that's funny. I don't know why. But the joke's on her, because I put my own shit on it. It's cooler than the shit she's wearing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where are we? I think Santa Claus is for humble rich people. Like the whole idea of it. Because like, I work for my money, and I put in an extra 30 hours of work this month, and I'm not letting some imaginary fat dude take all the credit for that shit. Amen.
Apparently.
All right, I'm gonna call Heather back up here if she's ready for this, and we're gonna keep on moving this fun train along.
I think I'm ready. We have 2 mics. That's pretty cool. So anyway, as I was talking about my family and our gift shop and not paying our bills on time and how it caught up with us eventually, and we didn't have any electricity, and it was dark days. It was very dark days. But later in life, I went to therapy about it, and my therapist asked me where I held most of my pain, and I showed her my bank account, so she got an understanding of me. So the storal of the Maury is, it's an inside joke, but if you grow up poor, you don't learn about money because there is none to learn about.
Nice. Fair.
Just facts. Just facts.
Fair.
So, how does a gluten intolerant Jewish guy get a beer around here? He brews it. He brews it. He brews it. I asked my grandpa what he wanted for Hanukkah, and he told me, just your presents. It's done. I finally got a fake Christmas tree because I care about the environment. And it's really big and heavy. And I was going to put it up myself, but my husband told me I should just put it in the living room. Yep, that's where I'm headed with these jokes. What else do I got? I got one more page of stupid shit for Christmas. Where is it? Somewhere. Let's see. Oh yeah. Jingle balls, jingle balls, jingle all the way to completion. And that's why they call it White Christmas, right? Okay, I'm done.
Hell yeah, Heather. So the other day, I saw a lady with a beard that turned out. Wait. The other day, I saw a lady with a beard that actually just turned out to be a man with giant boobs. It turns out you can't judge a book by its giant tits.
Oh my god. This is cute.
True story. Don't even try. People will get mad at you. So you guys heard of Saint Nick? Saint Nick. He's the patron saint of shitty razors. And that's not a beard, actually. It's just a bunch of little bloody tufts of toilet paper all over his face. People think he's Santa Claus, but he's just bleeding out. I wrote that for tonight. I'm so glad it actually had something to it.
That was good.
Here's another new one. You guys like Christmas carols? What about Christmas Karens? Totally different story. Like, let me speak to the manager. Do you know who you're talking to? You're fucking ruining Christmas! Thank you. So on that note, I'm gonna bring James back up. And we'll keep this moving. It's a joke.
It's a joke off.
All right. Give it up for James Christian Anderson and all of his aliases. What's it say on the back of your jersey? Jimmy Chunga. That sounds delicious.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
All right. You can put whatever you want on your shirt too. Doesn't matter. You could have bought it at Ross. He'll put. I bought this at Ross on a shirt.
I
You bought it at Ross. You can do that. Actually, I got this shirt at Ross. You don't say. All right, let's get uncomfortable again. What do you say? Just slip into something. I was with a girl and she was like, "Hey, could you use a condom?" I was like, "Yeah, just let me slip into something less comfortable." All right. Some of my social awkwardness maybe due to the fact that I was homeschooled for college. These are formative years. I might have missed out on some social cues there. You guys are already talking about me. It's fine. I get it. Word on the streets. Talking about like trying to find yourself. Like I'm trying to find myself. It's like it's harder to do than that. Try to hide from yourself. Good luck. Trying to hide from yourself. Texting and driving. I know I was texting somebody the other day and I kind of trailed off midway through the text conversation. I texted back a little bit later and I was like, "Hey, sorry I didn't finish our text conversation. I got distracted by driving."
It's relatable. It's relatable.
Especially this time of year, the roads being the condition they are. All right. What about? So I did write this book. It's something you can look at later. I did some other writing projects. I was thinking about writing lyrics for freestyle rappers. Not a lot of market for that. Then I also went into the idea of writing signs for panhandlers. A lot of people, they're trying. They have the time to spend in the corner. They just need a better message, to get ahead. So some of my panhandler signs, you gotta have a mission, So one of them was, I beg to differ. You get a panhandling sign. Another one I thought was good was advocate for change. I can get behind that, This guy's trying to do something. But my favorite one that I wrote, I haven't tried any of these yet, but my favorite one was just, you can't afford me. Offer a challenge to the what's it called? The panhandler. Who supports those people? Yeah, the patron of panhandling. Yeah, can I get a receipt for that? You like give a dollar bill to a homeless guy or panhandler, and you like check it with the little counterfeit marker. Just check it, bro. Got a lot of rough breaks. What else is going on? I wanted to start a group called Quitters Anonymous. I just don't know if anybody will ever show up for a second meeting. And I haven't really wrote the entire joke, actually. I just got about halfway on that joke and figured, maybe it'll just take care of itself. The rest of it, I really followed through on that one. But I do want to start that group eventually. All right, what else do I got here? Are there any cat people here?
Mm-hmm.
Any cat or someone? That's all right. Oh yeah, nice. All right, there's a few. Cool. All right, some hands in the air. That's nice. I'm living in a house. The other person who's living there is out of town for like a month, so I'm living alone. Actually, who's trying to get rid of a cat? Anyone? Yeah, me too. How are we gonna do that? Like, I'm trying to get rid of this cat too. It's the roommate's cat. Up for grabs. There's a cat. Really. Ready? It's up for grabs, people. This cat. All right. Maybe I should read some more from the book. I'll read one of the pictures. These are all blank pages I'm just scrolling through right here. Alright, hold on, that's oh man. Comedy's hard. Comedy's a hard thing to do. It's not quite as hard as trying to tie a friendship bracelet around your own wrist, though. I know that. For personal experience, it was because I was shivering with loneliness. Difficult things to do, though. All right, if you want to check out the book, come talk to me during the show, after the show. You like talking during the show, come talk to me during the show, it's fun. And, talk to me right now. Talk to me inside, how about that? But I guess I'm going to go and just have a great night, everybody. Unless you have other plans, stick with those. Give it back to James. All right, thanks.
Fuck yeah, James. Give it up for James McLeod, everybody. That's fucking awesome. All right, I got a few more for you.
I told them. I don't care.
I got a few more. For you here.
Yeah.
None of them are good. Anyway, so have you ever been dreaming about eating pussy and then like woke up with half a cat? I think if I was a superhero, I would be called What the Fuck Man?
Oh my god.
That's one of my favorites. I got one more. It's barely a joke. It's more of a story. A couple of weeks ago, I went and I did a mic in Eugene, and open mics are a funny thing. You never know what you're gonna get. This is very different than that one because we have 3 comics and an audience. The last one that I went to was 12 comics and 0 audience. So, about halfway through my second joke, I was like trying to make eye contact, and I realized there was no one to make eye contact with because they were all looking at their phones. So I said, "Don't worry, I'll text you all the next joke." And nothing worked. Maybe next time I'll just phone it in or whatever. This has been Happy Hour. Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming out. I know it's shitty outside. I'm guessing the majority of you just happen to be here anyway, but thank you for coming out.
Thank you for coming to Happy Hour, you
Yeah,
guys.
thank you.
Thanks for just being here anyways.
We love this shit, and we all take it pretty seriously, and we appreciate your presence.
And we do it twice with the elves
Yeah.
every month, and we do it once here every month, so you got lots of chances to check it out.
Good stuff. Always Wednesdays, so
Always
second Wednesdays is
Wednesdays.
Sunday.
Back for a second.